Om Sri Venkateshaya Namaha. Welcome back to the spiritual program, The Scientist Priest. I know that every devotee who has been visiting different temples around the country, but I wondered why certain temples are like this and certain other temples are like that. In the matter of popularity, richness, pilgrim traffic, all these things. Vaikhansa Agam Shastra has the right answer for all these questions. Vaikhansa Agam Shastra describes that there are 5 types of temples in the world according to their origin. One is Manavam, 2 Pauranikam, 3 Arsham, 4th Daivikam, and 5th and the topmost is the Swayam Vyaktam. Meaning Manavam is the temple built in the modern days by human beings. The second one, Pauranikam, are the temples which are built in the places where the characters from our epics Ramayana, Mahabharata and Bhagavata have moved about and did some miracles or did some dharma samsthapana, the purpose of their incarnations. The third one is Arsham. These temples are built by our ancient sages and rishis for their own worshipping and then left it for the general public to visit and worship. The fourth one is Daivikam, where the gods from heavens have come down and installed deities in certain special places on some special purpose, and they left this planet and they are worshipped by the ordinary humans right now. The fifth one is Swayam Vyakta, that is the self-manifested images of gods has been installed there. These temples differ in 3 items. One is the area of their popularity, the area around the temple where the power of that god is expressed. Number 2 is the lifespan of each temple, measured in centuries or years or decades. And the third one is the strength of the auspicious time, Muhurat, on which the deities have been installed there, and the spiritual power and energy of that Pradhana Acharya, the chief priest who has done the Prana Pratishtha. The going from the least to the best, Manava temples have the minimum area of energy expression and they survive only for a few decades. After that, they get forgotten. Number 2 is the Arsha. The Pauranika temples are like the Mathura, Krishna Janma Bhumi, Ayodhya, and the Kashi, Varanasi. These temples, these are all Pauranika temples where we find the incidents in any one of the epics of our lore, the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavata and others. They have a limited space around 10 yojanas, it is called. Yojana is the unit of distance given in our traditional Panchanga. The third one is Arsha. These temples are built by sages like Agastya, Parashurama, Vasishtha, Vishwamitra, Bharadwaja, they have installed their Ishtadaivatas, their own gods, on whom they were concentrating and meditating. And after they done the purpose, they left this planet to their own places of higher planes, and these temples are now worshipped by the ordinary humans. They have a range of about 25 yojanas and 2 centuries. The fourth one is Daivika, where gods have installed, like Guruvayur, where Jupiter and the Vayudeva have installed Lord Krishna, or the Rameshwaram, where Lord Rama has installed Shivalinga. And in the north, there are several temples installed by the Pandava princes. So these have a range of about 100 yojanas and last for about 5 centuries, more or less. And the final one is Swayamvakta temple, where the gods descend by themselves and they leave their own self-manifested images for the worship of the devotees. The foremost among them is Tirumala temple, where Lord Vishnu has descended from Vaikuntha onto this planet about 170 million years ago and left his own image, which we have darshan in the main sanctum sanctorum. The idols have got a innate energy which mesmerizes the devotees who visit the sanctum, and these self-manifested images, Swayamvakta temples, they have no limit of distance, they are universal, and time range is eternal. That is what is told in Varaha Purana, Venkatesa samo devo na bhuto na bhavishyati. A god like Lord Venkateshwara is not found in either past or present or future. And Venkatadri samam sthanam brahmande nasti kinchanat. The place as sacred as Venkatachala hills is not found in the entire universe, not only on this planet. So the energy in the temple goes on for not for centuries, for millennia, for yugas. You can imagine 170 million years ago, God has descended and that temple is still flourishing with millions of devotees visiting the temple every day. And more conspicuous is they are getting what they pray for. That's why they come back again and again. So these are the types of temples described in Vaikhansa Agam Shastra, what we follow in Tirumala temple, given by sage Vikhanasa, who is an alter ego of Lord Vishnu. The self-manifested images have no prana pratishtha, and it never matters who has installed the idol and at what muhurt it was installed, because it is a continuous process. God has been moving about physically since about 2000 years ago and interacting with the devotees, with the sages, the kings, emperors, the gods visiting the temple for his darshan. Afterwards, he took the form of an idol, what we see in the sanctum now, and he himself has declared that by this he has installed a optical illusion there. The ordinary devotees, without any yogic powers or spiritual practices, they come and pray for worldly comforts and small petty things, and they get what they wanted and they go back. But the real devotee who comes and asks that I want you, that illusion is lifted and he will get the darshan of the Vaikuntha, where Lord Vishnu eternally lives with all the splendor and grandeur of the Vaikuntha and is absorbed into him at the end of his life. So, these are the different temples. That is why when we visit different temples, our impacts, the impacts the temple make on the devotees, they differ from minimum to the maximum. And our own involvement with the God in the sanctum also differs, and the frequency of visits also differs. So, the devotees, whenever they are visiting the temples, they must get involved with the deity inside and not ask for worldly comforts, but ask for the God himself and ask for his eternal lotus feet. Om Sri Venkateshaya Namaha.